my discussion board my discussion board video on Karl Marx. And here are my resources. I'm going to go ahead and name those up front. Religion as the Opium of the Masses, a study of contemporary relevance of Karl Marx. Asian Research Journal of Arts and Social Science, Opium of the Family in the Writings of Karl Marx by Maya Singhal. Well, the first question is, how do you interpret Karl Marx's critique of religion as an opium of the masses? I understand why he said what he said, and I get it. You know, it seems that way because when it comes to religion, religion is seen as something that's misleading people, something that's misguiding people, and there's a lot of negativity around religion. And it seems like what people that's not really religious think that religious people don't think for themselves, and they're being controlled and being told to be meek, and they're under some type of spell and things like that. So I understand why he said that. But do you think that this view of religious role in society holds relevance today? I think it holds no relevance today because I think today people need it more than they think they do. I understand that because I was a person who didn't really understand religion at one time, and I had the same kind of mindset. But the more I learned, the more I understood. It was more freeing than it was. Uh, I don't know the word to use, sedative, I guess, because he said opium. It's not really sedative. It's really freeing, and it's really changed my life. And I think we need more of that today than we had before. Um, a better understanding of it today is what we need. I think more people probably had a closer relationship back then than they do now, but I think that's what's needed. In what ways do you see Marx's ideas reflected in contemporary culture, politics, economics, things like that? Well, I think it has a huge effect today because when you look at his critique of capitalism, he didn't believe he saw capitalism as they was using women to because when they put women into the workforce, that drove the wages down. I understand that, but for me, I could go either way with this one because it's like he understood that it's going to take wages down, and we take wages down by putting more people into the workforce. That means people have a harder time taking care of themselves. Whereas, if the women were doing domestic work at home, then the job would pay. They had to split the pay. If they was paying $15 an hour and had to split it between two, that will go away. And that one person can make $15 an hour, and everybody can take care of their households without both people going to work. But since we had the women's suffrage and all those things going on, so it's kind of like both of them kind of merged, and they put women into the workforce, which drove wages down. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I can see both sides to that, and so that's how that part goes. And then you get into economics and workers' rights and things like that. It kind of it has an effect. You know, it's like you can't. It's no way for it to be perfect. You know, it's no way that it's going to be perfect, and it's just tough. It's a tough thing to deal with. Everybody wants to be a part, but it just can't be that way. Did it have a negative effect on modern society? I mean, it had. I can't go one way with it. You know, it had a negative effect. Yes, it did have negative effects. It did have positive effects, but I think you have to look at how much of each, because you're not going to get it 100% either way with this Marxist, with the way he had things set up. Because some of the things I see, I understand, and some of them I don't. It just depends on it depends on what area is in. This is a tough one for me. I'll be honest with you. This is tough. So one side of it, I understand it, and then the other side, I just say I don't understand it, and I don't even have enough time to really go into this like I want without going over. But I would just say it did have a negative impact on today because how people view religion, how people view the wage gap, and how the families can't no longer take care of one. Families have to have both people working now instead of where in the past they could work with one person because the wages were higher. But I think all those things is what caused the problems we have today. So I'm just gonna go with I think it had a negative effect. Thank you for watching.